Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hope you all had a great weekend. Market's getting set to open here any second. And there's a short on the Dow Mini, 31,976. Heads up on that. Actually, 31,974. 974. Stop is at 32,017. And that's targeting 31,941. 923. And here we go. That one did trigger in. Again, the stop is at 32,017. Short on soybeans as well. That one went really fast. Hard to get both trades out of my mouth at the same time. That was short at 13.42. It was like there was time to grab it. I don't know if any of you were successful at that. If you were, let me know. Good morning, guys. JP, Miles, John. Assuming you guys hear me okay. Money management on the Dow Mini here is at 31,945. It's pushing closer to it. Heads up. There it is, actually. Move your stops to break even. It's another short on the soybeans. There's target one on the Dow Mini, so that one's done. Well, it's done at least as far as the minimum objective. Move your stops, though, to 967. You guys can see the problem trying to call both markets at the same time. You have to focus on the one that you're trading. Wouldn't try to do both, at least not at the same time. Soybeans putting on a show for us also here. Two nice short trades in a row. That green trade, totally tradable. You can see all those bars with the chance to get in. And there's the Dow Mini hitting target 2. The stop moves to 31,961, pushing lower. Looking like target 3 is in sight. Target 3, if anyone's interested, 31,904. And the stop just moved down to 31,952. Good morning, Arizona Bob. Bing, bang, boom on the Dow Mini and soybeans. Soybeans just stopped out of the green trade. That one's finished for the day. Love those 2-minute work days. Stop on the Dow Mini just moved down. Oh, no, it's still at 952. Looks like it's going to move down one tick to 951 at the close of this current bar. And there it goes. Busting through. Actually, 947. 947. And target 4 in sight. Guys following this? Really nice session on crude oil. Hopefully you guys are able to catch that one as well. We'll review that in a moment. Stock, put the stop at 9. I'd go to 932 actually on the Dow Mini if you're still in that. Well, just push lower, so forget that. 921 now. 921. Everything's in free fall. Look at the Russell. We'll go over that in a moment too. Sometimes I think I just try to do too much in this trade room, so I'm just focusing on what I usually do first thing in the morning. Can't do everything, as appealing as that sounds. Good news is you don't need to. 916 now. Actually, that stopped pushing all the way down to 901. Take a look at this. Looks like a mountain, doesn't it? You can just see it rolling over. Really great setup to start the session. Got plenty of time to get in sync with it, and then just broke through. Stop just moved down to 891. And now the stop is at 882. $881. Stops at 881. What do you think, guys? 873. Hopefully you guys are catching this move with something. And look at that stop move. 867. $857. And the stop moved down to 853. It just hit 857. All right, that trade's finished. Any questions? A couple Russell charts on the left, also killing it. As you can see, people in the market's getting killed, but if you're day trading, then you're on the killing side, not the getting killed side. This trade on the Russell, just unfortunately, there's no way to grab it because it started way too early. At least with the 1.5 tick momentum bar, I'm sure there are other charts where you probably were able to grab it. We'll take a look and see what those might have been in a second here. Yeah, you could just see free fall on the micro as well with this catapult custom Renko. Probably the one that was able to grab it and look is this 377 tick with counterpunch. That's my hunch. Could be wrong. Let's see. Right at 830, there it is. That's the trade. That's one good thing about tick charts. If the momentum bars are just off and running, and you have a nice tick chart plan that you could default or fall back on, often you're going to get a setup. It's obviously counterpunch is not the same as catapult or spotlight master suite, but the 377 tick on counterpunch, get in sync, or well, you not really get in sync, but you just use the add-on trade, and then when it hits target 1, you can borrow the trailer on the earlier white trade, just trail it down. Anyway, that was good. One and done there. Been using a slower Renko chart. This is the 6-2. I've been really getting into the 12-3, but just looking at this, waiting your 4 minutes. Did it go too fast? Looks like there might have been time. I don't know. If you're chart trading, probably could have grabbed it. I have to stop pushing down here because I showed an example of how to use the 3-bar, 1-bar stop, and I should put it back to its default. You'll see I like just the 14 EMA for this. I don't know. The other one works well too. It just depends. It's prone to get caught on the wicks that pop up. This is a nice chart. It's just fast. Not too fast, but you got to be well practiced. The 12-3 is certainly easier to trade. It's slower, bigger. Do I have it on here? I think I do. There it is. Yeah, so I still think the 4-minute wait time is probably a good idea. Anyway, it would have helped here. You could see there's the setup. Still went pretty fast, but there was time. What I like about this for the scalp and run idea is that the scalps give you really good risk-reward ratios, even to target 1. And with micros, you can really contain your position size. Checking out crude here. So I know there was a little bit of chatter in the Discord channel this morning. We started a couple channels, 3 channels in our trade hacking club for each of our 3 main strategies. It's a good place to go and ask questions or share ideas, is what I'm hoping you guys are going to do. More heads are better than one. Counterpunch, Catapult, and Spotlight each have their own channel. Check that out. So right at 9 here, our 9 a.m. mini session, I don't know. This went so fast, I don't think anyone could have traded it. So we're just going to let that go. And then you have the next one. Is that one tradable? Totally. Got plenty of time to get in. And bangs on through to target 3. Almost target 4, but the 200 moving average, it finds support there, pops up, and hits a stop. And you can see the one and done. Really nice way to start the week on crude oil with the mini session. 19 ticks, 29 ticks, 40 ticks. Let's see, a lot of action on crude. Crude living below the $100 a barrel. I mean, it's gone down, but it's still up today. A lot of range. what, $3.86, 85 cent range there today. And unleaded, similar. Got your quick move up that was too fast. You got your move down. Wasn't watching it. Appears there might have been enough time for that. I don't know. The next one, though, for sure. So if you missed the first two because they moved too quickly, you got that third trade there. Plenty of time in these 3 bars to grab it. Hits its goals. And another great start to the week. Mondays tend to be like that. Not always, but more often than not, I think. Andrew, yeah, waiting 4 or 5 minutes on this MNQ made a huge difference on backtesting, not getting stopped out. Yeah, I think so too. You got to let all the pressure build up from the pre-market and I don't know, whatever causes all that craziness right at the bell, those orders sitting there, whatever. Give it time to kind of sort itself out. But I think that's a good way to go. Another good way to go is, it's just finding the right chart, really. And, you said the magic words. It's all about the back testing because you're going to find no matter what you do, you're not going to win all the time, but you don't need to. I did a video yesterday with one of my students, and it was really proud of him, actually, because he's got this unique situation where he has to trade in the pre-market because he has no choice because he has to work. So he has to find a chart and plan that's consistent that he can make money with, like starting 2.5 hours before the market opens. That's a challenge. And he found it. He found what he was looking for. I mean, obviously, he's got to compromise. They're not the greatest numbers, not the greatest statistics, but what he's learned, and this is something I would hope that all of you think about, you don't need the best. You just need good enough. Do you know that good enough could solve all your financial problems from now? You hit that exponential curve and the power of compounding, and good enough becomes extraordinary. You don't need the best. We're not here to chase perfection. We just need to grow our accounts and achieve our reason for trading, which is that lifestyle, that freedom lifestyle, right? So, for example, he's winning in the low 60% range. His profit factor is, a little bit over 1.5-ish. He's experienced a little bit of drawdown these last few weeks. And looking at a whole year's worth of data, it's not out of the ordinary. It's just the rhythm of his trade plan. What happens after drawdown is the great trades return and you break out to new equity highs. I'm going to post that video. I'm still working on it. You guys can see it. He and I were online. We walked through it. And you have to compromise when you're trying to squeeze something into your lifestyle, which I think is what you want to do. I mean, obviously, you can't make the market do what it's not going to do, but you could, if you work hard enough with process of elimination and going through the steps, you can find what you're looking for. And so far, he's been doing good, even though he's in a little drawdown. He believes in his trade plan now. He's got enough data to see that the steps up, the step back, the steps up, 2-3 steps up. In his case, maybe 1 3/4 steps up, 1 step back. And that's enough. I think you guys will enjoy that video. Good morning, Pamela. All right, well, this is question time. I've kind of ran through everything. I mean, everything's one. Like, this was a great session. I don't even think we had a losing trade, let alone a losing trade plan here. Usually there's one that wants to throw fits. Not today. At least not what we've looked at. I guess we could look at the 610 tick with counterpunch. And I can get rid of some charts. Let's do that because I always have too many things open. Let's see. What a big difference a 610 tick looks like compared to the others, huh? All that, there's so much action right at the beginning. So really the first trade comes here. And I don't need to read it out to you. You can see it for yourself. Big winner. Can we look at the 1.6? Sure. That should be skip trades. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, JP, you won't let that rest. I told you that it's either an indicator thing or you might have found a bug, because I don't know that we're going to get to the bottom of it, but I'll look. I don't even know that I have your inputs or anything. So let's see if we could set that up. There's always going to be something that just isn't right. I mean, unfortunately. Wish it weren't so. Let's see if we can figure it out. All right. And that, I'm sorry, is that a momentum bar? Oh, mom bar. Gotcha. Default catapult. Let me see what I can find here. Wait, is this it? That's 1.6. I don't know if it's default. Let me try just putting it on. Actually, let's do this. Save that chart. I think I might like it. Make a new one. Yeah, it could be a bug, guys. I mean, that's very possible. Those things happen. No worries. Why aren't the other things showing? Oh, I must have removed it by accident. All right. Not sure what's going on with the trailer there. Let's see, is this a 14? Maybe not. No, that's why. Okay. All right, those are the defaults. So point me in the direction. Let's look at the I'm assuming the start time, you're going with the default also, right? 8:30. So give me something to look at, please. Yeah, 8:30. Is there a specific day? Okay, let's do that then. All right, so BO3, to change it on both. So the entry is 6 ticks, and the stop is, well, BO4, yeah, the stop, 16 ticks. All right, so there it is on the automation. And then on the calculator, let's do that. Entry 6 and 16. Okay. All right, so now those are all matching. All right, 721. What time? So far, so good, I think. $8.30. Yeah, so I got 832 as a first trade. I don't see an 830. Referring to this. So this looks like it should be a setup, if that's the one you're referring to, at 8:30 and 48 seconds. And the reason why it isn't is because of the EMA filter. But is that the one you're looking at? Okay. Not sure what else. We could have different data, but I'm not sure what to check out. I'm seeing anything that doesn't match. John's saying 8:30 begin setup. So do you want to change that input? Are you talking about this one here? Start chart shows a trade at 8:30:02. Well, John's saying one thing and JP's saying another. So let me stick with JP for a second, John. Then we'll look at what you're doing. So set start time to 8:30. Okay. So that's your 8:02, and what you're saying is the automation doesn't, right? Let's look at that. Mine does. What else? Maybe we should look at another example. Unless there's something here that you're noticing that I'm not noticing. One thing I might say is that your two cat lines are just half a tick away from each other. So you've got your slow line just half a tick closing below, and who knows, maybe there's a data variance, because it's fractional of a tick. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm fishing here for explanations. Sometimes you just gotta like pick your battles, and maybe this one's not worth fighting over. But I don't know. Maybe it is. It could be a bug, but I don't see it. Let's see if there's another example, maybe. I mean, realizing that we live in a world of imperfection and nothing's going to be perfect, sometimes there's not an explanation we could identify, and maybe we don't even need it. If everything else works great and every blue moon there's some anomaly, because that's always going to happen. All right, so let's see. I'm looking at 7:20. So what time are we looking at 7:20? I mean, I'm looking at everything here, and I haven't found anything that doesn't match, at least so far. 8:04, 8:30. Okay, so there's that one. It looks good to me. This is where I like to quote the one flew over the cuckoo's nest, one cuckoo flew over the rest quotation. Because again, it's like there are even different data from different servers in TradeStation that has to do with latency. There's just no such thing as perfection, no matter how hard you try. And we're not trading for perfection anyway. You just have to trade your charts. Your chart looked like mine, but my TA is not taking the trades. Did you start all over and put on defaults again? How far back are you looking? I don't know how far back I'm looking here. Let's take a peek. 8 days. John, maybe different data or different version. I mean, I don't think, maybe, I mean, I downloaded this from the site, and the reason why I know that is because it's called catapult_TARTY. And it hasn't been updated, I don't believe. And I just put on the default. Maybe you should try that again. Make another chart, brand new chart, and put on the defaults just like I did and start over and see. Who knows? I mean, it could be anything. Maybe 9.5 versus 10.0. Maybe. I am using TradeStation 9.5. Not sure I would recommend that to anybody. I have it set. I had someone come in here and freeze my Windows updates to when the calculator actually worked. But I mean, this is for my own workflow in creating stuff. But for trading purposes, 10.0 might be the way to go. I mean, it probably is. Yeah, there's no idea. And if it's, what are you using the automation for? All right, I'll look back 30 days. Are you using the automation to actually place trades for you or some other purpose? I mean, I'd love to find the reason or see what's going on, but I'm just, as you can see, it's working on mine. The other question to ask, though, and I'm going to circle back to this again, is if this is a battle worth fighting, is it really worth your time and effort to figure out some strange little thingamajigger? Unless it's affecting you. I mean, if it's having a material effect on what you're doing, it's probably worth trying to figure out, but it doesn't seem like, unless you're using automation to trade for you live, which I'm not sure I would recommend that, but if that's what you're doing, this is weird. Let's see. All of a sudden now I can't even click on the bar I want to click on it. It's probably still loading. Okay, you're on 9.5 also. This is weird because I can't, I wonder if TradeStation's, something weird's going on here. I might be crashing my system. I can't get my pointer to work. 9.5's got its own problems. You get too many things open, and I think, see, I'm clicking over here and looking 30 days back. I don't think it likes it. Let me refresh and see what happens. You know me, I'm not the most technically inclined person. I walk into the room, flip on the light switch, the light goes on, I'm happy. Right now, it looks like we have a case where the bulb is flickering a little. Yeah, well, this isn't really a plan. It was just a chart that we were looking at. The automation, remember, when you're dealing with futures, there are a lot of shortcomings with automation. You have to really know how to work around the imperfections, and you're really looking for high level pieces of information, and it won't be perfect. In the end, you're going to have to use your eyes and your UTA. That's still the best tool, but you use the automation to give you high level data points to start, like a starting point. In my opinion, that's the way you build an enduring trade plan. In fact, that's exactly what my student did. He used the automation, got some high level detailed numbers, and then took it to the UTA and crafted his trade plan. You'll have to watch the video. To me, that's the process. relying on automation in an imperfect world is fine if you realize it's an imperfect world, and don't try to make it perfect, because that will just be frustrating. And I think that's what you're going through right now. And let's see. So we're going back to 720. Let's see. It looks like now the pointer's working. So that was weird how that happened. Yeah, it's still, and actually the pointer isn't working. So I don't know what's going on with TradeStation here, but it's stupid. I click over here and the pointer is like 20 bars to the right or whatever. I don't know if you could see that on the broadcast or not. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. I think something's buggy. I probably have to restart TradeStation. That's going to take a long time. So I'm not sure we're going to get to the solution here, JP. But I will say this, and you may have done this already, but maybe do it one more time. Load a brand new chart. Put on the defaults one more time of both the indicators and the strategy, the automation. Go back and look at it and see if the problem is there still or if it's resolved. Do that, and if it's still a problem, we'll have to make a decision what the next step is. I'm not even sure what the next step would be, because I can't identify it. I can't find it. All right. So anyway, guys, last call here before we wrap this session up. For whatever reason, it doesn't like this chart. This chart might be screwy. I'm just going to fold it up here. The other ones work fine, but that one doesn't. I don't know why. That's weird. Nope, that one doesn't either. Okay. All right. Any other questions I could help you with? All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the session. All right. Well, we'll hang on a moment until you build it and see what happens. Meanwhile, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, appreciate that. JP, I'm going to end this session. Why don't you just defer to the Trade Hacking Club Discord, and we'll continue it in there. There's no sense pulling teeth on this for everybody else. All right, everyone have a wonderful day. John will be here tomorrow and Thursday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, hasta la pasta.